Welcome and a very good evening to all the delegates to the day 6 of the 1-week National Online Faculty Development Program, the Unlock Down Challenges and Opportunities in Business Post-COVID. On behalf of the Department of Bank Management, Ethiraj College for Women and Betamonks Pvt Ltd, I welcome you all once again. Thank you all for your energetic and enthusiastic participation till the 6th webinar faculty development program. Thank you so much. The title of our today's session is Digital Transformation in Manufacturing. So we greatly look forward in hearing to the illustrious person, Ms. Ashitha Sudhakar, co-founder of Elektra. I invite Dr. Nandini to introduce and welcome our today's resource person.
Thank you, Dr. Renuka. The speaker, Ms. Ashitha Sudhakar, the Director and Co-founder, Elektra Division and Business Head, Business Development and Operations in Tapco Pneumatics Pvt Ltd, Chennai, Tamil Nadu. She has done her bachelor's in commerce from University of Madras. She has more than 15 years of corporate experience, which includes fiscal, HR, strategic and operation level leadership roles. A vibrant woman entrepreneur with multi-domain expertise in varying fields ranging from business, design, operations, development, etc. She is instrumental in creating the Tapco Pneumatics Pvt Ltd and improving its business operations for more than a decade. She was instrumental in setting up the company's own state-of-the-art production facility in Chennai and was instrumental also in conceptualizing the company website. She holds professional memberships in numerous professional bodies. She has delivered numerous motivational talks at schools and colleges. Recently, her profile has been published under Women of Metal in a leading magazine, Motor India, January 2020. She is also the recipient of the coveted award, Pride of Namma Chennai Industrial, conferred by Elite Women Confederation, Chennai in March 2019. We are really privileged to have you here today as our speaker for the 6th day of the webinar series. Over to Dr. Renuka. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Nandini. I request all the participants to put their questions in the Q&A box and comments in the chat box. Over to Sendamri for the audiovisual presentation on the resource person, followed by the presentation by her and the interview. Thank you.
Okay, I think that's such an excellent initiative, Ashitha. Not many women are there in the manufacturing industry, but yes, people who are there were making a great mark, and especially this particular thing, what you have taken, it's such a noble cause. So over to you, Ashitha.
Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction, and thank you so much, Betamonks and Ethiraj College, for organizing such a wonderful event for the college students. And I'm so delighted to be here today. So let me just start with a brief about like what I do and what we are specialized in. Can you hear me?
I can. Can you have the video on?
Yes, my video is on. Can you?
Yeah, we can hear you.
No, can you?
Sorry, my connection got disconnected. Ashitha, you're there?
Yes.
Yes. Ashitha, you can talk about your.
I can't see you, Sen.
Yeah, she will just get connected now. Ashitha, you can carry on talking about your manufacturing concern to the panel, to all the delegates.
Okay, thank you so much, first of all, for having me here. Accessible and inclusive bus mobility is what we do, and is what we aim to achieve by collaborating with bus companies and government transportation department, which we holistically do. Okay, we wanted to create safe bus journeys for all the passengers, including women, elderly people, disabled, and children. So this is what we specialized in. We design and develop, products which will give that extra edge of safety when it comes to bus mobility. When we talk about, smarter systems, our primary product is, designing and developing of bus doors specially designed for school bus children. Okay, that is our primary product. Okay, when we were talking about children, like you would have seen children, they mostly travel in school buses, right, Sin? So we wanted to give that, safety travel for school children especially. Okay, so when it comes to, school buses, the entry point is, the doors. We want to make sure there is a complete safe door systems for the school children. Okay, so we created that extra edge by providing, sensible technology. We integrated advanced sensor technology in the door technology of school buses. Okay, we make sure when the children gets inside the school bus, he feels completely safe inside the school bus, not only in the entry, and after he enters into the bus, we make sure we integrate this complete 360-degree surveillance camera and seat belts, and driver can actually look at the camera and he knows like what is happening inside the bus. And even we have this GPS tracking and live tracking happening. So even parents and teachers, they feel comfortable. They don't even have to worry about like their children are always safe while they are traveling to school and coming back from school to home. So this is the holistic kind of products. And when it comes to children bus safety, like we handcraft the products, that is where we stand out. And secondly, when we move into women's safety, we have something called panic button. We developed a panic button and we are installing these panic buttons in all the public buses to give that safety for the women when they travel. So what happens here is, whenever women feels unsafe or like she feels uncomfortable inside buses, she can automatically like there are 8 buttons around the bus, she can press the button, and what happens immediately is these buttons are directly connected with the accelerator system of the driver, like automatically the bus stops, and there is a siren, there is a siren sound which and there is also alarm which comes out, and there is a SMS which goes to the control room and which goes to the bus owner, and automatically it also goes to the police control room. So this is one system which we created for the whole women community, and we wanted to create that safe bus mobility even for the women. And when it comes to disabled people, what we are doing, so we are collaborating with the bus companies and bus manufacturers and also with the government organizations, because can you imagine you being disabled and you always have to stay at home, you'll not be able to step out. We cannot leave them. We wanted to bring these disabled people into this inclusive system of transport, mobility transportation. That is what we are aiming at here. So we are designing and developing a wheelchair lift exclusively for the bus, where like all these elderly people and disabled people can easily access into the bus. So these 3 areas are where we are focusing to create this safety bus system. So this is where our journey started. So my entrepreneur journey started around like 6 years back in 2014. There was a small incident, like I have 2 school going children. My children go in school bus. And my younger son, he has a habit of falling off to sleep whenever he enters into the bus. And not only into the bus, even if he gets into the car, like he goes off to sleep immediately. So this happens every day, and every day, like we have to wake him up from the bus and we have to bring him down. So that is the scenario. And this particular day, when he was coming back from the school, when the driver applied the brake, he slipped off from his seat and he fell on the footboard. So this is a small incident, which actually triggered for us to create this product called Elektra. So this is the history behind Elektra in a nutshell. So 2014, this incident happened, and we are doing a market study, and we are identifying that there is a huge gap in bus when it comes to the bus safety, especially when it comes to the school bus safety and passenger safety. So I sense that there is a huge market opportunity, and we wanted to grab that opportunity, and immediately we get into this project. We form a team, R&D team, and like R&D team in the sense like I had an electrical engineer, mechanical engineer, IT engineer, everybody. We form a team, and I wanted one complete system where I can automate the entire school bus. So this is my need, because if my child has fallen down, like there are chances for the other children also to to face the same thing. I don't want that to happen. So we wanted that one system to be out. And in 2014, like it took almost like 8 months for us to come up with the product. Finally, we came up with the product in the mid of 2014, and we branded it as Elektra. This Elektra is completely designed and developed for school buses. And we were very happy the way the product has come out. We were so excited, and immediately I started to go into the market, like I approached all the bus manufacturing companies and all the OEMs and all the leading bus body builders. they see the product and they say like, wow, product is very good. But the market is not ready to accept that, futuristic product. Everybody thought that this product does not going to, I mean, it's not going to serve the academic purpose, but it's a futuristic product. And when I talk back like 5-6 years, even the bus door automation is a new terminology. Nobody would have heard about the bus door, automation. Automation is in itself is a new term in India. So it was very difficult for me to go and market this product and sell this product. In fact, you will be surprised, we had 0 sales in the first 6 months. We didn't have any sales at all. So it was very challenging. And after 6 months, we had to tweak the strategy a little. And what I did is, instead of going to manufacturers directly, I planned to go directly towards the retail market. So we went to the schools directly and we told them like, this is the system which is being designed and developed for school buses. Like, why don't you try it? And like every school, whenever I approached, I just see this blank thing on their face. Like, what is this product about? What are you talking about when you talk about the automation? And that is when I actually realized, okay, before introducing the product, okay, first thing what we have to do is like, we have to start educating the market on what is it all about. Okay. They have to understand like, children's safety and bus safety is very, very, very important, and they play a pivot role in the whole transportation system. So immediately we formed a team and we started mass campaigning, and we started giving training programs and awareness programs everywhere possible, in schools, institutions, colleges, everywhere possible. We started creating brand image for the product first. So slowly schools came to understand, okay, fine, this product, okay, helps in bringing the children safe to home and to the school. And doing this process, I identified there are two categories of schools, like category A and category B. And category A schools, which fall on, they can spend extra amount for their buses. But in category B, they're fine with whatever technology they have. Like, they can manually open the door, they can manually close the door, and they have their IMA and cleaners, whoever who does this job. And they don't want to spend extra amount when it comes to this door technology. And for this category A schools, it added value to their brand. They can always tell the parents, look, like, we are introducing this technology which will actually give extra safety for your children when they are traveling in the bus. So these kind of responses, and this came out little positive, because for the past 6 months, like, we were not doing anything. And now we started getting few positive responses, but still we are not on the mark, because I've invested a lot on the team and we have to pay the salaries. And in the next 1 year, all I made was just 4 lakhs of business. So 2 years, no business. And it's completely challenging, because this industry, I didn't know anything about this industry. We just jumped into this industry. And why this is happening, when I entered into the third year, that is when actually we started getting a positive responses, because there is a rule from government saying that all these school buses should have door automation. So that is when the face of Elektra has changed. So everybody, by then, with all these kind of marketing activities and everything, people recognize what is this product, and they recognized us. The moment the law has been enforced, we started getting calls immediately. And, by the end of third year, we already automated 1,250 buses, school buses. So that is a kind of changeover what we had. And in the fourth year, what happened is, I got a call from one of my customer, and he said, madam, this school technology is okay, but you also need to introduce a product which will solve the purpose even for the normal passenger buses. So that is also a very big market. There is also so many accidents which are happening. Why don't you concentrate on the market? Okay. So then what we introduced, we introduced a product called MVP, which has a very minimal, basic features where any bus can be automated. Any buses can be automated. So when we started this product, when we launched this product, immediately we started rolling out samples all over India, to all the leading bus bodybuilders. And like all the bus body builders, they started using the product, and like they were like, oh my God, this product is really good. Okay. They started testing the product. And yes, but like 3-4 years, we were actually facing the challenge until the law has been enforced. And 5th year, like there's a miracle happened. Again, one of my customer, he called me and he said like, madam, there is a tender which is being uploaded for the government buses. Even the government buses should have the automated doors. And for the next 2 minutes, I was freezed because the term tender itself is a new terminology for me. I've never been into this tendering process before. I don't know how am I going to handle it. So like, okay, within like next 5 minutes, what I do is like, I go to the website and I downloaded the tender document. You will not believe the tender document. It has like 182 pages. To study that 182 pages itself, it took me almost like more than a week, and I couldn't even understand few of the terms what it has mentioned. And the technology and the product what government buses are looking for is way too technically advanced, but we didn't have the product right now. But I don't want to miss this opportunity, because this one opportunity will actually change my brand value entirely. Because when I win this tender, I have an opportunity to be on a leading safety supplier platform. I will be on that edge. So immediately I get in touch with tender principal bodies, and I send the presentation and I explain them what is our background and why we came into this thing. And they came to our factory, they visited our factory. They felt that our factory will not be able to accommodate this order, because it's order for 10,000 buses, not like 1 or 2. They felt like we didn't have the capacity to handle this order, but we somehow have to convince them. So I requested, after a month, like we changed entire manufacturing facility, we implemented new machineries inside, and we actually created so many systems and process, and we invited them again. And they, with a great heart, like they came back again, like they saw the unit, and finally they were like little convinced, because being a woman in this industry, and they wanted to encourage and motivate. That might also be one of the factor what I felt. And this process was going on, like this process was almost going on more than 6 months. And after 6 months, suddenly in the process of 6 months, we applied the tender, but I was not very sure that like I will be getting this tender. But suddenly one day, like I get a message that you won the tender and you're in L1. And you can imagine, like, yeah, it's for 10,000 buses, and it's going to entirely change my, this will be that, which will actually have that entire benchmark in my career, whole career. So yes, we got the tender, and we had to execute this tender within 2 years of time. And if we delay even for a day, like we'll have to pay the penalty. But we took the tender. Yes, we immediately started. We formed a team. We had to work all 3 shifts, like morning, afternoon, and night shifts. And somehow, and we completed the tender. And because of this pandemic, we had few projects which is still pending, and we are continuing it. But till now, like we didn't even pay any penalty, and we have completed the project successfully. And we had that positive remark even from the transportation organization, from STU Tamil Nadu state government, stating that these people fantastically executed the project. And that one thing, it's a success on my career, I would say. After all these struggles for 4 or 5 years, and I was able to stand on my edge. So
I think that's a huge benchmark, right?
Yeah.
We have, in fact, last few minutes, you have covered the basic business lessons, like how to identify opportunity, whether your product is really good. Even after that fact, there's so much of hard work goes in, like the initial marketing, going to door to door, doing the base level marketing, establishing yourself. I know, talking is so easy, but doing it is so very difficult, and you have done it. Hats off to you. So,
thank you so much, Sam.
Manufacturing industry. See, there's introducing technology, like leveraging new and disruptive technologies in operations, driving efficiency, safety, and quality products. I think these are these very important things for any manufacturing industry. and you have done that all.
Thank you so much.
When I talk about this, I just remember a small, maybe a quote kind of stuff. Let the circumstance control you, or you control the circumstance around you. And I think entrepreneur is a perfect example for the latter stage. Like, you control the circumstance and you bring a brilliant example. Now, we have spoken till now. I mean, you have walked us through your journey about Elektra and the buses. That's brilliant. So, being a woman, what is the challenges you have come across your overall career?
There are many challenges which I came across, but there are particularly two challenges which I wanted to register here. The first thing is keeping your team motivated. Like when I was facing challenges for 3-4 years, when I couldn't do the business, like every time when I look at my team, they stare at me and they're like, ma'am, what are we going to do next? Because I have like stock of nearly 25-30 lakhs lying in the warehouse, and I have to sell these products, and they completely stare at me, like I have to repeatedly, motivate them and keep them always on the rise. I'll tell them like, see, we are on the right track. We are going. So you don't have to panic, because this is a relatively new technology where we are in, and we will be on. You have to really have that patience and persistence to achieve that age. So this is one challenge, like I constantly faced, like every now and then, every 3 months, I had to keep my team to be motivated enough. So this is the one challenge I was facing a lot. And second is unknown. Like everything is unknown. Like, you don't know if your product will be liked by the customer. You don't know if your product will sell in the market. You don't know when you will reach to that market. You don't know whether you'll be having the regular, pay scales or regular business in this product especially. So every question didn't have a relevant answer or reliable answer. So we have to all the time, like we have to keep going on this journey with all these questions unanswered. So that is why like we can't tell, like, oh, just one more year, like we are going to be there. Just one more year, we are going to be there. No, it's not going to happen that way. We have to continuously keep working without even knowing the answer. So that is another challenge what I face. So these are the primary two challenges I think like every entrepreneur is going to face. And even I'm facing now.
Very true. In fact, the challenges are there, and that gives you the extra energy to keep running, and the sky is the limit. So when we talk about the competition, the competitive advantage, I think doing things differently, that's the main thing which can differentiate you from your competitor, or that gives your business a competitive edge. So how do you do things differently being in this industry?
The things I do differently is like I always self-upgrade myself. I wanted to keep myself upgraded in the industry if I have to survive. Like I have to read articles, I have to go into this, web seminars, and I have to listen to the keynotes, like what my industry heads are talking. Like I have to constantly keep myself upgraded. But I do this passionately. I keep learning. I love learning, and I'm a passionate reader. I read a lot of books. And I get myself updated with the latest technologies. And when I meet people, I can equally talk to any men in this industry, because I upload myself with the latest industrial information. That is the one way, like I differ from others. And secondly, I don't rely on any traditional marketing strategies or traditional marketing techniques. Like I don't send, appointment emails, like asking for appointments. What I do is like, I do it differently in the way, like I go into articles, I pick, relevant people, I send email on, like, for example, like, if somebody is launching a product, I congratulate them, by telling them, like I saw your article and, and congratulate for your product, like whatever is your launch. And by that, I get connected with the people. That is my main, marketing and sales edge, what I've been following. And I'll tell you what, it clicks all the time. For example, I was trying to get appointment from Ashok Leland when we launched this product. We tried for 2 years, but we couldn't get that appointment. And in 2014, no, not in 2014, in 2015, February, they launched this bus called Sunshine Bus. And I see this article in Times of India, and I immediately pick that article. I copy that article in an email, and I pick all the people who are behind this launch and I send them email like congratulating them, your bus looks awesome and everything. And in my email signature, I always have an habit of, mentioning about the product and my vision and mission. So automatically by seeing that, people will know like what am I into. So immediately within 2 days, like I get a call from Ashok Leyland asking like what is the product is all about, and we wanted to, see the product. And I immediately gave the demo to them. And now I started even supplying to Ashok Leyland. So that is how I do it. Like if I directly go approach for an appointment, it's not going to work. You have to differentiate yourself in any, you have to stand out in this competitive world. That is when you can win the hearts of the customer, So
that's a brilliant strategy.
Yes.
Getting appointments, I know it's so difficult, and like these kind of moves will automatically get your attention. They get your attention, right? Yeah. So
and people start recognizing you, like whenever you go into any public meetings or, any seminars, like they'll start recognizing you. Okay, ma'am, I got your email, thank you for that email and thank you for the encouragement or inspiration, like whatever it is. You personally go connect with their hearts. So that is when, like you can create that edge for yourself.
That's a brilliant move, Ashitha. Okay, so from here, like, what are your golden mantras? Or if I might rephrase it, what defines Ashitha?
Okay, that's a different question. My golden mantra, I have two golden mantras actually. One is like, if you want to be ordinary, you can do what others do. But if you want to be awesome, you got to do what others don't do. Like that is where you can stand out. If you see me talking like right from the beginning till now, like I find that ways, where I can stand out. Okay. In fact, like this, when I started this Elektra, this is where, like nobody had started this project. And I'm the one, like who started inventing this product, and I stand out right from there. And till now, like, whatever strategies I follow, like I wanted to always do what others don't do. You can be unique in whatever you do. That's what I follow. That is one mantra I rigorously, I love that mantra. And second is like, if you want to be an entrepreneur, you always have to follow your heart. If you start listening to your mind, like your mind will tell thousands of reasons not to do things. If you follow your heart, you will directly jump into it, and you will start, imagine like you don't know swimming and you directly jump into the swimming pool. And you start, moving your arms and legs and everything. You keep moving. And one day you finally reach safe. In the process, you will also learn swimming. So it's like that. If you believe something, if you do that unconditionally and without any questions, you will have that payback, even if the payback doesn't happen when the time you set it, but eventually during the process, even if you face little failures, but your payback will definitely happen. But you have to be persistent. You have to have that persistence in you, but you will have that.
I remember this 3 P's: passion, perseverance, persistence. I think that completely defines you.
Yep.
Okay, so business, I always say it's all about solving somebody's problem at a profit. And the success of any business largely depends on how effectively and efficiently you can solve the problem. And you have nailed that. Identifying a social problem that relevant to kids is an emotional trigger, and you have just got the exact product. It might take time to reach the entire schools or maybe the entire community as such, but I'm sure you're on the way. So how has your business impacted the society, and in what you contributing to the environment?
Okay. So before answering to this question, I wanted to share a piece of information. So if I can share my screen, can you just, yeah, I'm going to share a screen once again. Can you see the screen I shared?
It's not yet.
Can you see that, Sen? I shared
Not yet. Have you selected that and share screen, Daldia? Did you click on the share screen?
Yes, I did.
Oh, it's coming. Yes.
Okay. So if you see this is the statistic report released by Tamil Nadu state government. Okay. and this report is released in the year 2019. Okay, so this report says, can you see that report? Government buses and private buses, there is a decrease, visible decrease of 25% of accidents. Wow. Okay, that too in last year. When throughout the history from 2011 till 2018, last 1 year was a major decrease. And when I say this, you also should remember that we did project for Tamil Nadu government in 2018 and 2019. Okay, so this is evident information, and this is the evident that, you know, like we conducted driver wellness programs throughout the state, okay, for 2 years, because driver negligence is one factor where there are more accidents. During this process, like every time, you know, we involved in driver wellness programs. We left and right, we conducted this driver wellness program throughout these 2 years. And here is an evident result that, you know, like they have told that. And I also wanted to share one more thing. If you can see this is the article which is released on December 2019. Okay, it says accidents, fatalities involving Tamil Nadu government buses fall sharply. And if you see the year, it is 2018. They have clearly mentioned that in 2018, there were clear sharp drop in accident rates due to the government training centers and due to the regular, you know, wellness programs conducted to the drivers. So that is evident that, you know, we are saving lives. What more can we do, you know, when you talk about, you know, impacting economy or impacting society?
I know.
No more words to say. You know, we have saved the lives of millions and millions of people. So that talks about, you know, impacting.
The data and the facts shows very clearly the progress you have made and your contribution to the society at large, right?
We take responsibility and we play an important role in playing when it comes to public safety on transportation sector. So this is evident.
It is not only running a business, running it successfully, and also if you're able to socially do something to the society, and I think you have achieved it. Awesome.
That's the only reason why we are into this project, because we consider this product or this project which is very close to our hearts. It is our passion, how we do this business. Yeah.
Very true. Okay, so when we talk about digitalization, Ashitha, so how did you incorporate digitalization in your manufacturing industry?
Okay. See, when we talk about digitalization, I mean, right from the beginning, I've been talking about the products, what we are designing and developing. Every one of our product has its digital edge. You know, right from the door control system, right from the cameras, right from, you know, these panic buttons, these wheelchair lift, everything is connected to the technology. So we had to automate the process first. So that is what we started. Like we automated the entire workflow process in our organization, like, you know, from single level approvals to multi-level approvals to, you know, like HR process automation, finance automation. Like, the same way we automated the manufacturing industry as well. Like, see, we are not a very big organization. We didn't upfront, like, you know, automated everything, but whatever we needed, like we automated the workflow process. So that is what I wanted to stress here, because people think digital manufacturing, digital transformation, it's only for the large companies. No, even, you know, MSME companies can actually adopt to this digitalization. I'll tell you one simple example, because I have all old machineries, okay? But I have there's something called filters. I wanted to only monitor filters because my manpower will go regularly, will check the filter and they have to change it. I wanted to avoid this. So what did I do? I actually integrated the sensor into the old machine where, you know, like automatically it will give data to me when the filter has to be changed. And we automatically go and change the filter. So this is what it is like. Even in a small organization, wherever you need small automations, like you can pick and choose automation, you can do it. And when it comes to manufacturing, like where 2 years back, how we were doing is like everything was through hand sketch. We used to do 2D drawing along with the customer, and, you know, we used to show the 2D drawing to the customer. We get it approved and we start manufacturing the product. And manufacturing itself will take like another 2 months. And after 2 months, customer see the product and he says like, oh, this is not the product, what I was actually expecting, like you need to modify that, you need to modify this, and all these stuff happens. And when we had to actually modify a small change in the manufactured product, it takes a lot of time. And we have to entirely crash the item and we have to develop it new. But now what we do, we have integrated SolidWorks, which is like 3D modeling. Like we get the concept from the customer, we make it a 3D model, and we work along with the customer, and customer will be able to see the entire 3D model of the product. You can see the color, you can see the texture of the product, you can see each and every part in the everything is digitalized here. And moreover, we have gone to the extra edge, we create analysis report. We also give a report like, what is the stability of the product? Okay, what is the strength of the product? And how many cycles this product we can do testing, and damage analysis. Like previously, if you take, when we have to do damage analysis, what we used to do is like, we used to take one live product, we used to damage the product and we give the report to the customer. But now it's very easy, like we create a software, we do the damage analysis in the software, and we get the, approval from the customer. And once a product is released, there is not much difference. There is not at all a difference. The product, what customer sees in the system, okay, in the 3D model, exactly the same, we are going to deliver it on the live product. There is not much difference at all. So this is what is a transformation. And we call it as smart manufacturing these days. Like in traditional method, we use all these, lathe machines, welding machines, drilling machines, everything. But now we do a 3D drawing, we convert the 3D drawing and we integrate this 3D drawing into the access machines, and everything will be taken care of the machine. Everything will be taken care. Like the process itself becomes very, very, very simple here. Here, what are the advantages if you talk like, like we are saving time, we are saving the cost, we are working very closely with the customer at every point of time, we are taking all the customer inputs, and even the customer can actually see the aesthetics of the product before even see the product live. So that is the one advantage of this complete transformation of the manufacturing. And when it comes to our products, everything is, and moreover, when we talk about this digitalization, each and every item or each and every product should talk to itself, like, it has to communicate with each other. When I'm talking about this door automation, like, our product should talk to the driver, okay? When there is a passenger stands on the footboard, automatically it should signal to the driver, and it is integrated with the accelerator system, and it automatically, the alarm raises. Everything, it has to be communicated. So this communication between the systems, what we call as transformation. Nothing, it's very simple.
And I like the idea of the smart manufacturing here, because that's a way forward, right? It saves a lot of your time, the client's time, understanding, okay, this is what the requirement is and this is what I can deliver. It's okay, let us proceed. So that is a beautiful thought. I think very neatly said, very good insight on like manufacturing industry. And one important question I wanted to add here, how tech industry beholds women, and how can we encourage more women to reach this stage?
This is my personal opinion. I still feel, technology beholds women in the world of technology itself. Like for example, when airbags being introduced, there are clear evident report that, women and children were injured by using these airbags. When they had a test done and when they had this, statistical or, statistical data taken, it clearly proved that all these airbags are being tested by men. So that is the one thing, like everywhere, not only in these airbags, like even when Apple launched an app in 2014, where it can have the records of, where it can actually record all your medical health records. It can also record, blood alcohol for men, but it failed to record menstruation. Okay. So everywhere, women are, they either been neglected or they are either been beholden when it comes to world of technology. You can take anywhere, like, times are changing, but still, if you take the statistics, we are the same. we don't have women leaders on the technological front. We still lack leaders. That is what the world statistics, speaks about. And things are changing, but it will take time. The things has to be changed fundamentally right from the ground level, like right from the schools, colleges, institutions, everywhere we have to insist, women getting into the technological careers. Even in schools and colleges, when you take, like these are the careers which is suitable for women. We have certain careers, like women has to get into the arts. In fact, like I'm a commerce graduate. So you might think, like when I wanted to do engineering, like, oh, anyway, you're going to get married and go. Like, why do you want to do engineering? Why do you want to struggle so much? Like engineering are meant for men, not for women. So, but during those times, like I didn't have this maturity, like I said, okay, mom said, okay, fine, let's okay, get into the graduation and everything. So this is what I feel, like when we talk about women empowerment and everything, but still we are lagging behind. Even if you see in big industries, even textile industry, food industries, they are engaging women, but these jobs, it's not skillful job. It might be any repetitive job like, packing, pasting the stickers. Only these kind of profiles will have women, but not in handling the machines, like all the stuff. So you can, it is very evident if you study deep, like you will understand like how women are projected in industry on technology front. So I don't have to tell about that.
No, I think like women are marching a little forward, and yes, we will be on the, and you being an ambassador for change, there will be a lot more ambassadors like Ashitha getting into technology and manufacturing, and we will change this pattern. Okay, now let us talk a little bit about the COVID scenario, the current lockdown scenario. See, generally without effective communication, it is a Herculean task to keep a team together. Keeping them together, getting the work done, the productivity, and achieving the key business objectives. It is a big challenge. So in this lockdown situation, effective communication is a must. So tell us something about your team and how did you manage them in this 2 months of lockdown, 2-3 months of lockdown?
Lockdown is not only for me, it's for the entire world. Entire world is suffering, okay? Even I have the same problem, even I have labor problem, even I have wedding projects to be completed, but I couldn't complete because of the manpower issue. It's all there, but it's your mindset. Okay, you have to have a positive mindset. So that is when we can actually come up. I mean, we can cross this pandemic situation. Because of like 70% of the people, they always keep cribbing, like, oh my God, I lost my business. Pandemic has done this, has done. And 30% of the people, they always keep talking about the positive things. After COVID, like what are the opportunities? What are we going to do? How can we evolve ourselves? How can we upskill ourselves? And I always been the 30% category. I utilized this pandemic situation to upskill myself. I constantly had team meetings and I was constantly discussing with them, what are we going to do next? So that is what will help entrepreneurs, okay? Because the situation is not going to be like this forever. The situation is going to change. We have to see further, like after 2 years, like what is the market? Like after 2 years, what are we going to do? So that is what, and in fact, you will not believe, in this pandemic, we were actually very busy working along with the customer. We are working on the development of a new product and we will be launching the product in a week. And we've already got a purchase order from 2 of the companies. Okay. And pandemic is nothing, to play in my career, actually speaking. It has actually helped me a lot. We got a time to restructure our strategy, to learn from our mistakes. These 2 months, you will not believe, I was actually jotting down where all I did mistakes for the past 5 years. I have a big list of mistakes what I've done. And if in case in future, if I have to release a book, I can release a book, Ashitha 1001 mistakes. So these are the kind of, evolvement you will get into, and you have to understand yourself in deep, to come out in a better way after this pandemic, and you got to rock. You have to keep hustling always. You have to, even in pandemic, I was doing the same activity. I used to get up at 5 o'clock. I used to do every other routine. I used to talk to team. I used to send emails. I used to talk to, you have to keep doing. Nothing should stop. So that is how it has been.
That's so beautifully said, because these 3 months, I mean, I'm seeing so much of entrepreneurs, but no, there's a lot of positivity in them. They're saying, okay, this also will pass, and I'm sure they are using this to scale up. That's a very good example what you have given, trying to identify where all you have done a mistake, seeing how you can correct those failures and mistakes is the best move what you can make use of time and do. It's very nicely said. So after this lockdown, we're almost coming to the lockdown end, and we are getting back to the new normal. So how do you foresee Elektra? Like, is there going to be any change in your operations and the working style? Because the work from home has become the new normal. So what is going to be the new strategy?
For us, work from home doesn't happen. Being in engineering industry, we have to be on the production field. We have to be there physically. See, NPD can happen, like new product development, digitalization can happen, but we have to always be on the fields. And moreover, I am in the service industry. Okay, we have service engineers. They have to be on the field, to do the service in the breakdown buses. So I mean, our style is not going to change. It's just going to remain as such. We are just going to come back in the same style, in the same way, because we had the proven track of records. We don't want to change, or we don't want to take a high risk. Like, everything is going to be similar in a way. Yeah, there is no change in my work structure.
So let us face the fact. This is how it is going to be.
This is how it is going to be, and it's going to be like that, and we have to face it out. Yeah, that's it.
I love it. Okay, so I'm just opening up the new Q&A section as well. Ms. Naglata, she's asking, ma'am, working on safety is awesome. Number one, who's your role model and how you manage fund flow?
Okay. When it comes to role model or when it comes to inspiration, I don't have a set of people. I take inspiration from each and everyone I meet. I gather inspirations from most people. I don't have a particular role model with whom I stick on to. So, and my funds, yes, during this pandemic situation, even government has helped with a lot of fund flow. We had to approach MSME loans, and that is how I managed with the salaries and everything. And yes, I also said that for past 2 years we've been doing very well in this industry, and we had this cash funds. Always we had this reserve funds where we could actually manage the situation. Yes, and one more thing, like we paid full salaries for the entire 2 months.
Wow. Okay.
Where, like other industries, they had to cut down the salaries and they had to cut down the manpower as well. But we didn't actually do any of these things, because we were very sure that we are going to come back and we are going to win more new projects, and we need that manpower, and we had to retain the manpower actually.
That's like taking care of your team, because they're part of your family, and obviously
like we wouldn't be here. Like, if I'm here today, it's all because of my team. It's all because of the team effort. I always owe the success to my team rather than to me.
Amazing, amazing. Okay, so Dr. Sharmishta, thank you so much for being so regular. And there goes your question. Really a great great innovation. But what is your stand with COVID-19? When people will be scared to use public transport and parents will be scared in sending children by school bus, what new are you thinking in this changing situation?
Okay. So post-COVID, we actually have another positive business opportunity, wherein all these school buses and public buses, they are approaching companies like us to do the entire sanitization and sanitization for the buses. So we are implementing this sanitization techniques in all the upcoming buses. So you don't have to worry about anything. In every school bus, there will be some sanitization procedure which is happening, and companies are really taking care of that, how to implement, and even government is also coming forward to help public when it comes to safety of the public passengers. Yeah, we can look forward to many more technologies inside the bus for the sanitization. We are coming up with the mechanisms where like entire bus can be sanitized, and it's completely safe.
I think that will be the way forward, because
that's going to be the way forward. We cannot avoid public mobility, but there are certain things which needs to be adopted. And technology companies also coming forward with new technology where even they are having that screen kind of things in between the seats, where like they can have that social distancing in the buses also. Yeah.
I think sanitizing at frequent intervals might solve the problem to a certain extent.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think you have answered this question, but Mr. Naveen Krishna would like to know, before COVID and after COVID, what opportunities your business is going to get?
For us, like already we got an opportunity for wheelchair development for all the buses, and we are also signed an MOU with the company, and we've already got a purchase order. And post-COVID, like as I said, like we are also getting into the sanitization technology, and we are creating the sanitization booths for bus stations and as well as inside the buses. So whenever a passenger enters into the bus, automatically there will be a sprayer which sprays the sanitization, the spraying technology which is happening now, and we are implementing in the buses. So that is a new channel which is opening to us.
A value add to the existing product.
Yeah,
amazing. Okay, so Ms. Veronica, she's asking, ma'am, regarding the safety alarm in buses, if it is for public transport, have you come across any case where a sexual harassment issue in a bus was reported because the alarm was in place?
No. Actually, this alarm system itself, it's come into existence because of this Nirbhaya case. Okay, we don't want another Nirbhaya to come out of these things. So these panic buttons have been installed in most of the states, like Karnataka, Kerala, in Tamil Nadu. Like most of the buses, government is coming forward to give that extra safety for the women. And these panic buttons are working very fine. And we have the statistical reports coming out. With the functionality of this entire system. You can get into any of the state buses and you can see, like all these panic buttons installed all over the buses. And because people don't know how to use this, like people are not using it. But it's our responsibility, like we are planning to have more and more public sessions to give their awareness, like what are the systems installed in the public transportation. So we are planning for that post-COVID, like we will have sessions for women's safety, children's safety, and disabled safety. Like we are planning to do more sessions like this going forward.
I think these kind of facilities, awareness, if it's being more awareness given to the public, they will make use of this, and that will be a very good thing for the women. Okay, Dr. Soundarraj, I'm impressed with your creativity and originality in marketing strategies. Happy for your achievements. What percentage of your staff are women? That's a very interesting question.
That is what I told you. In engineering industry, see, me being in this industry, because I have a determination, but I don't see this, very sorry to be upfront and, very open with this. There are many women, okay, they don't come forward in a challenging industry like this. See, as a woman, when I talk about, I equally contribute equally to men. I stretch my hours. I be in the manufacturing unit till like night 11, 12. Okay. And even when there is any situation, I even stay there at the office and I see to it that, deliveries happen at any cost. This has to happen to every woman. They have to change. They have to, bring in that confidence and persistence within themselves. They have to push themselves, coming forward. Because with the good intention to recruit women, I have recruited many women. Okay, we had like 12 women, in our unit. But what happens is like something or the other reasons, like, madam, my husband is not allowing me to work. Madam, like I'm pregnant. I'll not be able to work. It's 5 o'clock. Like there are reasons coming up. I try to convince them or, I try to counsel them. But it means, like women has to come forward. Until and unless the women come forward and take up the responsibility, no, madam, I am going to do this. Nobody can help it. That's what I feel like, like you have to be that strong enough, I should feel to recruit you at any cost.
I think many women should come forward and take this as
exactly. We have, even I can train them. I'm more welcome to, for more women, but, women have to be ready to join in a manufacturing industry, and it's boring industry, like nobody would love to, they would love to go sit in any IT companies or any BPOs, but not in manufacturing units, like that is also, we have to think about it.
No, I think with smart manufacturing and all your digitalization, more women will come forward. Okay, there is one interesting question. Commerce graduate in engineering industry, your comment, and that's exactly what you have done, right?
Yes.
Because you are a living example and already achiever, so I think yes, it is possible. Anything and everything is possible.
The degree has got nothing to do with it. with past 20 years of experience, I'm telling you, degree has got nothing to do. Even if you're an engineer or if you're commerce graduate, even if you have a boutique or even if you have a manufacturing industry, your style, what matters, like your management style, your administration style, everything, even for a small business, you have to apply certain style, and even for the large business, you have to apply certain style. Even here, you have to manage a team. Even here, you have to manage a team. It's all about your ability to manage a team and get the work done. That's it. It's not that you have to be that engineer, to get that. I don't believe in that. Because I myself being an example of that, like I can do any project. Even today, I challenge, like I can take up any project. Tomorrow, I might also, design and develop aeroplane. So who knows, like we can do that. I'm sure we can do that.
I think passion and the attitude, right attitude to learn can drive to places. Okay, last two questions, Ashitha. Dr. Sangeeta would like to know, will that not affect the eyes, hair and skin of the person when it sprays? I think she's talking about the sanitizer in the bus.
No, this is completely a bio sanitizer which we are talking about, because when government introduced the sanitization, it also banned this technology because it's going to affect, the same, the skin problems and everything. After that, people have come up with the bio-organic sanitizers. So it's completely safe, it's completely reliable, and it's completely, we have got a certificate for that also. It's certified by the government. So you don't have to really worry about any of those, it doesn't affect on the human bodies. Yeah.
It's taken care of.
Yeah, it's taken care of completely.
Okay. Professor Sandhya would like to know, have you got any subsidy for your projects from the government?
Yes. When women set up a manufacturing unit, they always have a subsidy of 30%. When you purchase a machinery, on machinery, you have a subsidy. If you want a little more in detail, you can either email me, like I can leave my email. So you can always come forward to ask for help, or, MSME is really, very friendly these days. You can actually approach for any information. They're very informative these days. They give all the information related to the women on entrepreneurship and everything.
In fact, there's a lot of subsidies. I would like to just add to it. MSME side, they have the complete information. Yes. There's an interest subsidy. There is a machine subsidy. So you get subsidy. Being a woman, 30% is given on everything what you do. So please approach MSME. You get all your answers. So one last question, Ashitha. Dr. Soundaraj is asking again. You said that your first innovation was given birth because your child's experience in the school bus, right? It is one way. Have you found any new opportunities to innovate things because of the new scenario, pandemic? You don't have to disclose the business secrets, but just tell me the number of ideas, if any.
Yeah, there is no business secrets here. But as I told you, like we are getting into this, disinfectant technology. We are setting up the booths. That is a very new business technology which is coming up. And I'm very open. Like I'm talking with organizations where, we can have stations even in industries, like every industry should have at least minimum of 5 disinfectant stations, and we are planning to come up with the technology very soon. So there is no hide and seek here. Like I'm very open. Yeah,
I know. So thank you so much, Ashitha. The session was very interesting and very knowledgeable and from your heart, and I'm sure the participants, I can see a lot of comments about the sessions. Thank you so much for your time, and over to Renuka ma'am.
Thank you, Sindhamri. Thank you, Ashitha. Really, your perseverance has really made you come so far and be successful in your business. We congratulate you for all your social consciousness in all your products which have come out, and all the best for all your future social innovations that you're going to bring about. Thank you so much. And I invite, yes, please tell.
Finally, before I quit, I just wanted to put a word to this community of college students, everywhere, wherever I go, people keep asking me, how do you work all these hours and everything? See, I only put forward only one question to all the women out there, see, we are not a superwoman or we are not a superhuman. We need support system. We have to create a support system. In my case, my support system would always be my in-laws. If my in-laws were not there, I wouldn't be able to come this far. I always have that safety in my mind, my children are very safe with my in-laws. Until 10 years, they used to sleep in, in-laws rooms only. Only after they grown up, they have a separate rooms. So even when I came back late to home, there is always, I have a support system to take care of my children. that is what I actually pass this message out, for all the women out there. When you have to grow big, when you have to do things, when you have to achieve big, you need to have that support system. You have to actually get into, joint family system. Until and unless you adapt to joint family system, it's going to be very, very difficult to, when you're in neutral, you have a lot of responsibilities. So taking care of your home and taking care of your career is not always going to happen. So that message I wanted to pass out. So.
Thank you. Thank you so much for this message. I invite Ms. Anupama to extend our thanks and also brief us about our tomorrow's session. Thank you.
Thank you, Renuka ma'am. Good evening. It is my great privilege to thank on the behalf of the Department of Bank Management for the Faculty Development Program, the Unlocked Down, in association with Betamonks Technology Factory Private Limited on the topic Digital Transformation in Manufacturing. The entire session was very realistic and highlighted the importance of reimagining of business in the digital age. I believe it has motivated the participants to have a thoughtful approach towards enhancing the digitalization. I thank Ms. Ashitha Sudhakar for coming up with such an enlightening session. With this, let me conclude the session and see you all tomorrow at 4 p.m. for the last session by Aarti Joshi, co-founder and chief operating officer of Modak Analytics. So let us look forward for another enlightening session tomorrow. Thank you all.
I'd like to tell you it's on Monday. Yes. Please, we will all meet you on Monday for the last session of this faculty development program. Thank you all the delegates.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.